It is a very beautiful morning. Thank you for joining us on Morning Ride Wednesday's edition. Today is the 3rd of December 2025. What a beautiful day and what a gift to see a brand new month. To God be the glory. We're here this morning to take you on a beautiful journey of complete infotainment, information, education, and entertainment right here on Morning Ride. My name is Onome Iyarowe. On behalf of board, management, and staff of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, we say welcome this Wednesday. Alright, so on the ride this morning, we have lined up beautiful features that will educate and further inform you. First, we'll be starting with Street Talk. And on Street Talk this morning, again, we look at the issue and the impact of the social media. Has the social media made positive or negative impact on the lives of people? Well, for some of us, we will say yes and no. The best we can tell you is that the social media has actually brought to the fore latest happenings, latest events to our doorsteps. When we wait for the main media, the mainstream media to do what they are meant to do, we quickly get them through social media, get such information, get such gists from the social media. Latest happenings around the country, around the world generally, we get firsthand on social media. But the thing is, you have to verify the information you get on the social media to know exactly the source and whether or not it is true. But so far, so good. The social media has impacted Nigeria. It has impacted the world positively and both negatively. So this morning, Alexa is on the street to ask our people on the impact of social media. If you want the influence of the social media, positive or negative. And once we're done with that, we'll move on to trending headlines from today's national dailies, as we're going to be looking at those headlines that are making headway from those newspapers that we'll be receiving this morning. And once we're done with that, we'll move on to our guest interview segment. Yes, the dry season is here. The harmattan will soon set in. And what about it? Bush burning everywhere. Impact of fire everywhere. But we want to really talk with an expert this morning on fire safety and prevention. A lot we need to find out in our interview segment once we take on that. And once we're done with our interview segment, we'll wrap up the show proper this morning. Once again, we say welcome to Morning Ride Wednesday's edition. Sit back now as we take our features one after the other. Street Talk is first, and Alexa is right there on the streets. The influence of social media.
Male make it juicy.
Hello everyone, this is Street Talk on Delta Television, the People's Pride. I am your host, Emanuela Walter Agboje. We are now in the streets of Asaba, getting your opinions on the influence of social media amongst our youths. Let's hit the streets. Hello, sir. Do you think social media has influenced you on how you view your own success? Has it influenced you to do more things or what?
Personally, I think yes. For me, yes.
Is it a good or bad influence?
Personally, for me, it's a good influence for me.
But it doesn't pressure you to do too much when you're seeing what other people are doing?
No. I think it depends on, how do I put it? I don't know how to put it. I just feel like it's it's an individual something.
Where do you think social media will be by the next 5 to 10 years?
With the kids we have now and what is happening on social media, it's going to be a very bad place.
A bad place. But you say it's influencing you. How will it turn to a bad place?
That's what I'm saying. For me, that's why I made that answer. For me especially, personally, it's a good influence for me. I know where I go to. I know the things I look at. I know the things I watch. But the things I see the younger ones posting for TikTok and Facebook and the rest, in the next 5 years, I will not even advise my own junior brother to have a social media account.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good day.
Good day, good afternoon.
How has social media influenced you as a person?
Okay, I would say that social media has influenced me positively as a person, in the sense that I'm a business person, and through social media I tend to gather up clients that tend to patronize my business. And also I just recently passed out from service, and it was through social media I got this interview that I'm going for now, because there's presence of WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. Those are different platforms that you can use to reach out to different things that will benefit you.
Oh, okay. But do you think there should be stricter rules on what people post on social media?
I would say yes. When it comes to X-rated videos that do with exposing the body, nakedness. You see people go live with their naked bodies just to get little income. So I feel like they should have a restriction for that.
Okay, so basically you feel a lot of people are taking over advantage of what has been given to them.
Yes, instead of them to look at the positive side, they take negative advantage of it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Good day, sir. How has social media influenced you as a person?
Me as a person, nowadays talking about social media, it has been not a problem, but it's a good thing. Social media have helped me on some certain things that I will not need much stress. I will just go to the social media, and when you talk about social media, you see so many things, good or bad.
But do you think it puts pressure on you to do more, like unnecessary pressure? Everybody is doing this, buying land, buying car, like different things you see people doing on social media. Do you ever feel pressure to do that?
I will not say it's a pressure. It's not a pressure, and because to be pressurized in life is an individual something. It's an individual decision. Because even when I see something on the road, maybe I see my mates doing things that I've not done. If I want to be pressurized, I will do that. Social media cannot pressure me to do something that I'm not ready to do. It's my own kind of person. I will not say social media have pressured me to do what I'm saying, but somehow it will affect. But I will just hold myself.
Okay, what you're basically saying is an individual choice to feel pressure.
Thank you. Of course, it's an individual choice.
Good day, sir. How has social media influenced you as a person?
Okay, first, Mr. Chris. How social media has influenced me as a person. I think there are a lot of good content in social media that are educative, but there are also many other content that are negative. Maybe if I say they are negative vibe and all that, but there are a lot of educating content there. So I would say is both, except maybe for the younger generations. I think they should, maybe the ones under their parents, they should also control their access to social media.
But do you sometimes feel pressured to live up to the standard of social media?
Of course, it depends it depends on the individual. Like me, social media does not influence me that much. So I don't I have to show off, it's pressurizing me, no. I don't post most of maybe my family stuff and maybe anything that I achieve and all that on social media. So I just go there, read some things that are important to me. It does not influence me that much. Or give me pressure. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Okay, so how has social media influenced you as a person?
Nothing at all.
What do you mean by nothing?
Nothing. It's social media won't give me, never give me anything.
But don't you use social media? Don't you watch trends or things happening?
No matter I get now, they watch.
Okay, but has it put pressure on you to like live up to the...
At all. Maybe this.
Okay, but do you think it's pressuring other people?
Kind of now, most people now, but not be everybody. Not be everybody the pressure, no man. But everybody will be say, everybody the pressure, because people they live fake life based on Lagos lifestyle and all that. But it never really pressure me as a person.
You think everybody's like trying to live up to the lifestyle now, the standard now?
People are trying to live up now, normal, because you know, like see your guy now, they're on Benz, they live soft life, they're alright, but you know they do all those kind of levels, you understand? But don't be say, how would you put that now? Some people don't understand me now because I know today casual with English, understand? But now how me if you take express with you, best way they hear me now if you understand me. But he never really pressure me, but he pressure some youth out there. So I can't really speak for everybody, you understand? But so many persons, they pressure them. Some they pressure them, but some they see those their pressure where they take the form now, they live fake life. Now I don't know if even they motivate one or two persons to the hustle more.
Not true. Thank you.
Me now, they motivate me also. So if I see them do that, I won't put up.
You got a bomb.
No be bomb. I ain't the bomb.
You go there also. Good day, sir. How has social media influenced you as a person?
Yes, I'm very impressed with social media.
You have been influenced very well. In what way exactly?
In terms of the way some people comment and stuff like that, that's why.
Okay, but do you think it used to put pressure on you? Like the pressure you make it a bomb?
No, it's not pressuring me. Because I also for my soul, it doesn't pressure me the most.
Okay. But do you think social media is a good thing or is affecting how we see success?
It's a good thing. Yeah.
What do you mean by it's a good thing? How is it good?
Because it promotes business.
What about the other things we see on social media? Like, do you think it should be restricted on what you post?
No, it's okay. Let's not be restricted. It's okay like that.
Everything is okay. Everything is okay.
Okay, yeah. Apart of, how am I going to even explain? Maybe the way like some people impressed. Does like the way you ask for like, does it impress? Yes, it's okay like that, sure.
Okay, now. But you don't think there should be limitations of some other things that should be posted on social media?
No, it's okay. It's good.
Good day.
Okay.
How has social media influenced you as a person?
Social media have done good and wrong. Yes.
But what has it done for you personally?
Social media have done to me that. What social media? Is it social media?
Yes.
Social media have done a lot for me. Because social media, some things I didn't know, social media need to enlighten.
It's educated you.
Yes, educated. Yes.
Do you feel pressure by social media?
I don't feel any pressure. That one of this social media, let me tell you, social media, I know I told you that social media have done good to me. But secondly, social media have done wrong. Because of this social media, sometimes people don't concentrate on what they are doing because of social media. You see a girl or especially a lady be walking around, pressing phone because of social media.
Okay, I get. It's getting people distracted. Okay, thank you very much for your time, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do you think social media has influenced the way youth view success?
Of course, it has actually affected the way youth view success. Because with social media, there are a lot of information that is, being cascaded on a daily basis. things you've not known about. With the help of social media, we're able to see what is trending all over the world. So I can tell you that social media has a adverse effect or impact on both sides, whether positive or negative, on the current youth of today.
But do you think it's to pressure them, like the hustle syndrome?
It doesn't pressure anyone. No one will pressure you to do things. Of course, somehow, yes, it pressures them. Yes, it does.
But it's basically your choice if you want to.
Your choice as a human, yes. Because sometimes I see what is happening in the social media. See some persons buying cars, flaring them in the internet. That does it. Somebody now wants to be like his own a pet. Before you know that, one will not pressure them to start doing things that is, anti-human.
Oh, you got the reason. See what my mates don't do.
Someone has done this. I have not done since, so I have to start thinking out of the box on how to be like my mate as well.
You want to belong. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your time. Hello, good day.
Hello, good morning.
So how has social media influenced you as a person?
Okay, it has actually influenced in so many ways because many persons are not actually aware of the impact social media has on the youth. For instance, you can gain so much knowledge on social media, but our generation tends to focus on the other aspect of it.
The negative side.
Exactly, the entertainment and all that, whereas they can actually gain so much knowledge on social media. So social media has actually helped me in terms of gaining knowledge that I actually, when I engage in, actually, it has a lot of things going on for me.
But do you think this social media is uniting or dividing us youths?
It does the both at the same time.
It does both.
How you engage in it.
Okay, so everybody is basically picking sides now. Okay. Do you think social media puts pressure inside people to live up to lifestyle?
To some extent it does, but I don't think it should. I don't think it should, especially when you know what you are up to and what you want to achieve. Alright? So it shouldn't actually put that pressure. But there is need for pressure because if a substance, if pressure is not added to a substance, it won't amount to much.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Good day.
Good day.
How has social media influenced you as a person?
Well, social media really influenced me as a person because, one, it makes my works faster and efficient. And that's all.
Do you think it put pressure on youth to become better? Does it pressure anybody to want to live up to lifestyle they see on social media?
Of course. For the young ones who are not developed, of course, it can lead to a lot of influence on social media. What is actually on the social media, some of them are not real, and it may lead to the young ones probably being influenced by some of the things they see on the social media.
Okay.
And of course, today the influence is everywhere. The influence of the so-called Yahoo you see today is as a result of the social media. Yes, it's as a result of social media, and it has led to a lot of crimes here and there.
Where do you think social media will be in about, let's say, 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, in about 5 to 10 years, there are a lot of development. Today, what you
But do you think it's good or bad?
What you see is AI. It depends on how you use it. It's both good and it's both bad.
So you've heard it from the people on the streets of Asaba. Social media has brought both positive and negative influence. It depends on how you use the pressure that's being thrown at you. Well, as always, I am your host, Walter Agboje Emanuela, and this is Street Talk on DBS Television. Thank you.
J Male make it juicy.
join us every Sunday on Delta Television, The People's Pride. On the program, Choristers Beats.
This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad indeed.
Hello there. My name is Onome Iyarowe. This is Delta Television DBS Asaba Choir. Watch out for beautiful gospel music every Sunday.
This is the day, this is the day the Lord has made. Shine, Jesus, shine.
We are uncompromising when it comes to worshiping the Lord, so make it a date every Sunday on Delta Television for Choristers Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Chorister Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Don't miss it. Definitely. Anytime you sit back and watch it, your life will never remain the same.
Choristers Beats, lifting God's name higher through songs. Don't miss it.
Join us every Sunday on Delta Television, The People's Pride. On the program, Choristers Beats.
This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad indeed.
Hello there. My name is Onome Iyarowe. This is Delta Television DBS Asaba Choir. Watch out for beautiful gospel music every Sunday.
This is the day, this is the day the Lord has made. Shine, Jesus, shine.
We are uncompromising when it comes to worshiping the Lord, so make it a date every Sunday on Delta Television for Choristers Beats. Choristers Beats.
Chorister Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Don't miss it. Definitely. Anytime you sit back and watch it, your life will never remain the same.
Choristers Beats, lifting God's name higher through songs. Don't miss it.
Yes, we're back here, and it's time to review our national dailies. The newspapers for today, they are fraught with different headlines. This morning, joining me for paper review as our analyst is Engineer Meshach Oza.
Thanks very much.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, very wonderful.
Compliments of the season.
Always a pleasure.
Welcome. All right, we'll look at the papers we have this morning. We have the Daily Trust, the Nation newspaper, the New Telegraph, Daily Sun, the Vanguard, the Guardian, the Nigerian Tribune, the Punch newspaper. These are the papers we'll be reviewing this morning. We'll be starting with the Punch. The Punch newspaper has a couple of headlines. The Punch newspaper. All right, let's read headline on the front page of the Punch this morning. U.S. lawmakers, Nigeria reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity. That's from the Punch newspaper this morning. U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity. The headers include U.S. Congress Committee holds joint session, Nigerian reps to discuss rising insecurity, Tinubu meets service chiefs. The story you'll find on page 2. All right, from the right strip, we have on page 3, Adelecations Osun PDP primary as Adebayo wins ticket. Adelecations Osun PDP primary as Adebayo wins ticket. On page 24, FG contractors launch fresh protest over 500 billion naira debt. Okay, so federal government can be owing its contractors. All right, from the top strip on page 3, PDP crisis, Makinde block issues Wike, others expulsion certificates. This is getting really interesting. PDP crisis, Makinde block issues Wike, others expulsion certificates. All right, the photo speak here we have UBA Group ushers in Yuletide, lights up Marina, Lagos. From the bottom strip of the Punch newspaper, Yuletide, local fights break 300,000 naira mark. Local what? Local flights break 300,000 naira mark. Get the details on page 9. On page 4, marital dispute. Edo Assembly summons 2 Baba's wife. That's too early. Marital dispute. Edo Assembly summons 2 Baba's wife. Please get the details on page 4. What's really going on? And then on page 2, this manpower shortfall may delay NSCDC's VIP protection rollout. Please get the details on page 4 of the Punch newspaper. And these are the stories we're tracking this morning from the Punch. We move on now to Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune, from the top strip, we have ASU. ASU, federal government reach agreement on 40% pay rise autonomy and funding. Get the details on page 10. On page 2, we have Oshun Adeleke's new party to be known before December 13. Adebayo emerges PDP candidate. On page 8, U.S. lawmakers meet on escalating violence in Nigeria. And then the big one here on page 3, reps begin debate on state policing other constitution review bills today. Reps begin debate on state policing other constitution review bills today. The rider to vote on bills next Tuesday, Wednesday, before transmission to state assemblies. On page 4, we have drama as Goje faults on parliamentary conduct of Akpabio colleagues, okay? Drama as Goje faults on parliamentary conduct of Akpabio colleagues. Page 23 or page 8, press freedom, IPI blacklist IGP, 2 governors honors DG DSS. Page 2 has this story, health story, beer belly linked to heart damage in men, says study. All right, Engineer Meshach, let's quickly look at the headlines from these 2 papers this morning. We have the major one here, which says U.S. lawmakers, Nigerian reps hold fresh sessions over rising insecurity.
Well, I think it's long overdue when you look at the present situation of insecurity in the country. It calls for urgent international attention, not just local content attention, and that is why the pronouncement by Mr. President Donald Trump about coming into Nigeria has increased and improved awareness on the security situation in Nigeria. The U.S. Congress, of course, they are highly democratic. They are coming to be facing, sorry to say, but an undemocratic Nigerian parliament that has some of the sponsors of the Boko Haram and the insurgency within the ranks of the of the National Assembly as alleged. So it calls for a high-powered sincerity on the part of both players. I trust the Americans, and I have my reservations for the Nigerian parliamentarians. So I think, but this time everybody has to make unfounded and realistic contribution towards seeing that this insecurity situation is nipped in the bud by diplomatic options rather than.
I must really say that it's gone beyond the board now.
Yes, okay.
It's already with us.
With
so
us
nipping
already.
It in the bud would have been done many years ago.
But now, I mean, taking an informed decision, decision that would bring a clearer and objective implementation of policy.
Okay, there's this story here. It's also in the Punch newspaper about Oshun governorship race, the primaries. Let's see that quickly. All right, the Punch newspaper has it. Adeleke loses primaries to Adebayo. Okay, yes. Adeleke shuns Oshun PDP primary as Adeleke wins ticket. Then the Nigerian Tribune puts it this way. Oshun, Adeleke's new party to be known. Let's see what's going on. Adeleke's new party to be known before December 13. Adebayo emerges PDP candidate.
Well, that's not a surprise.
Yes.
So
the people of Oshun have spoken.
Of course, spoken, and basically we're looking at a situation where most Nigerian politicians, their political antenna is pointed towards their own selfish trajectory, and that is what it is. But everybody in Osun State knows that the governor, Adeleke, has not really shown enough commitment to the party on whose platform he became governor. That's the PDP. And the body language of the Adeleke administration has tilted towards an informed departure from the party to the ruling APC, but it's just beating its time. So I think the party feels, we need to go, with or without him, they need to go on. Of course, it's not been part of them administratively in the last 2 years, so they took the right decision. Adelabu has come out as the winner. Adeleke is a clear indication that they've given you a timeline before on or before 13th. His new party will be known. It's not going to be any other party than APC, but the language is already there. But I think politics is more interesting where there's a great opposition. Opposition gives credence to true democracy, and that is what we lack in this country.
Well, let's look at what happens after now. It can be really touching, for a sitting governor to be upturned in just primaries where you have just your party men during casting the votes.
Exactly.
Yes, it can be really devastating. But let's see how the events will turn out between now and the 13th. All right, there's this headline: drama as Goje faults unparliamentary conduct of Akpabio and colleagues. This is not the first time that Akpabio, Senate President Akpabio, will be faulted through his actions, body language.
However you want to look at it, we have one of the most undemocratic, most disorganized assembly since the advent of this Third Republic, because they have shown a high capacity for laxity and lack of commitment to electorate obligations that has been bestowed on them as true representatives of their different constituencies. We have seen shenanigans and mockery of democracy on the floor of the National Assembly a lot of times. Pronouncements hitherto not expected from the number 3 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we have seen brawls in the National Assembly. We have seen a lot of undemocratic bills being irrelevant bills being passed and being read and passed into law. When you have issues of national interest, more important bills seeking for attention. We have seen emotional blackmail becoming a lot in the National Assembly, or when there are more serious issues of topical needs to be discussed about. Moving forward, I think it's not out of place, this narrative, but I must advocate that which was quite clear, is quite correct, because they are political players, they intermingle, they share ideas when they sit off camera, off duty, to discuss during in the quarters. And so, yes. They open up on things the media doesn't know, things you and I, the common Nigerian, don't know. So I think there's more to that statement that actually meets the eye.
Don't you really think there are issues that most Nigerians don't know about, that are biting the hearts of the genuine representatives?
Very true, yes. Yes, they are. They are a lot of issues.
Once in a while that we hear about
tell you something.
Are really always very intense.
And before you know it, they will now go somewhere and try to beg and come. They are always very intense.
Yes.
It comes like a snowball rattles the National Assembly.
Especially in the Senate when we have old senators and new ones. Yes.
Former governors who know themselves, and they are keeping a lot of political hatred. Yes, majority of them in the National Assembly. So you look at, with hatred, tribal bigots in the National Assembly. The problem of Nigeria is more about the National Assembly. Now, why do I say it? The 3 arms of government, the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, are supposed to be autonomous, and of course they will have been created as checks and balances for one another. And the most powerful of those 3 arms is the legislature. Because why is it like? Because they have the capacity to unleave or leave a policy for Nigerians. But then you see them they become instruments of the executive. The legislature is supposed to be a big check on the executive and the judiciary itself, because that is where laws are really deliberated upon. But now the reverse is the case. The laws are agreed upon, sent to them for assent, and the judiciary interprets whatever is passed to it. Why? Because they have compromised on the truths of democracy. The executive has become totally involved in the runnings, in the internal democracy of the legislature and of the judiciary. And that is where issues lie.
Well, it cast our minds back to the Senate many years ago. Now we have before us a budget, and before you know it, we start having issues of budget padding coming from legislators, senators, House of Reps members, and it's always been a bane in Nigeria's
democracy. Budget padding is the realistic trajectory of Nigerian budgetary year. And of course, when you look at it, they are quiet now because nobody has felt slighted, nobody has felt cheated. But once one or two feels cheated, they're going to raise it. You just stay here in the argument.
Okay, let's look at this headline from the Punch newspaper. PDP crisis. Makinde block issues Wike, others expulsion certificate. That story is on page 3. For me, it's the certificate, issuance of certificate of expulsion. I've never heard it before.
Well, it's strange.
It's strange to me, yes. Not just a letter of expulsion, certificate.
I mean, there are some people that are too strong. The letter is just like statement of result. Now, certificate certifies truly that you finished from the university. That is that you are too deep. If we give you only a letter of expulsion, it will be difficult. Wike and the cohorts have been torn in the flesh of the PDP leadership. They have succeeded in creating an internal imbalance that it's played to the advantage of the ruling APC. They have held the wranglings within the PDP, and of course the lack of internal democracy have pushed a lot of their party loyalists to the ruling APC out of selfish interest, not out of the fact, because your home, its essence, if you are in a marriage and there's a lot of shouting, you try first and foremost to try to see how you can communicate better with your spouse, but this is not the case with what we are saying. So, I mean, the certification is just is a literary narrative. It doesn't carry any weight as much as the pronouncement. I think what needs to be done has to be done. They have to be firm, because even after the expulsion, Wike still had some hold and was still fighting them at the Wadada Plaza. So they need to be firm. What needs to be done is to be done. And the judiciary, if cases of impunity comes to them, they should interpret the law according to the true jurisprudence relating to that act.
Okay, let's look at this story now that we're talking politics and you mentioned marriage. Marital dispute. Edo Assembly summons two Baba's wife.
Well,
drama has started in another person's home. In another issue. Yes, we're saying this is too early.
No, but I love the fight.
Could it be karma? Early karma?
I think, you see, a lot of times we avoid the red flags. When the red flags are coming, it's good you take the initiative and save a life. They didn't even know themselves. And besides that, they were both carried away by fame and luxury, and that is So moving forward, I think we need to really understand women do not react just because they want to react. We need to understand what led to the reaction. The fight was fought in London. Congratulations to them, it was an international bout. Fought in London.
Why congratulations?
No. I mean, it was long expected. They didn't fight it locally in Nigerian plane or in Nigerian train.
That's enough to congratulate them. It's a big shame, Mesha.
Congratulate them. It was not. It's not a surprise. If you're surprised, that means you didn't see it coming. It is not a surprise to most of us. It's not a surprise to a lot of social media aficionados. It's not a surprise because you could see the signs from the dating, and it was like a coerced relationship. Someone was coercing one another.
I don't get it.
Now, I said someone was coercing.
Two-Face was coercing Natasha.
I don't know. I said it was a coerced relationship. It wasn't based. Yes, it wasn't based on true law.
When they were piercing and mockery with nails,
sledgehammer.
For me, the two of them should feel it.
I am excited. But I am asking a fundamental question.
Yes.
What is the role of the Edo State House of Assembly on a domestic matter?
Exactly. Why
would they invite him because of his marital issues?
I really don't.
This is not a surprising thing because it was going to happen. So let them carry the burden. Look. The pain of a weeping woman, the pain of a weeping woman travels very far.
Yes.
When you
say
compromise,
the pain of a weeping woman is light, the pain of a weeping mother.
A weeping mother, that's the right word. The pain of a weeping mother. I have carried your children for 9 months, and you came out to slight me because you were carried away. You felt you were in love with another of your type.
All right.
So that's not the situation.
Yes.
I mean, I'm justified.
Yes, Engineer Meshach,
let's enjoy the
State
drama.
House of Assembly shouldn't even invite her for anything. It doesn't concern them. For all I care.
For all I care, that's not their business.
Their marital issue is their.
Let them sort themselves out.
Let them feel the pain. Let them taste it. Let them enjoy it and live with it.
Watch social media. It's awash with the news.
Yes, that's what is trending. it breaks my heart to actually see women go through
there's
this.
always
But when
every
you see
week.
the red flags, you take the weakness of another woman and as your advantage.
No, you
that
are a
red
foolish
flag
man on
is
that.
surely going to rub off on your heart,
Someday.
not just on your face. So the drama just started, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there's this very one that concerns you and I. For all I get, to Baba and Natasha should just go to wherever
part of-
they are to continue their fight.
It's Mills and Boom.
I'm telling you, Yuletide local flights break 300,000 naira mark. Local flights break 300,000 naira mark.
Yes, in the last 2-3 weeks,
Yes.
there's been a fluctuation between 300
Yes.
and 450, 500 for local flights Asaba to
You can
Abuja.
imagine it. Yes, return
Asaba to
tickets,
Lagos, return
350,
tickets.
as much as 350,000.
I had a friend
I
about
don't get what business are
455
you going
last
to do?
week. 455
Yes.
last week.
So if it's not only
I mean,
within the
that's
political
the-
class, who else can afford
the
return
drug-
tickets between Asaba, Abuja, or Asaba
The
to
drug
Lagos,
lords and
or
the kidnappers,
Lagos?
men,
Exactly.
criminals, the drug men, the kidnappers,
I don't understand
terrorists,
what is
those are the people that
happening
can
again.
afford it.
Yes.
The common Nigerian, for
You
whose
can't afford
purpose?
it anymore.
I mean,
We have
these
gone
things have
beyond
been done.
45,000 naira
Return
return tickets,
tickets,
75,000 naira return
from
tickets, and you
300
can
and
actually
above.
do your business and come
And you
back
know,
to
and
your
because you
base.
see, it's a calculated,
painful.
it's a calculated pain
So
on Nigerians. You know, they know a lot of Nigerians don't want to travel, hate traveling by road because of insecurity. There's going to be pressure on air transport sector, and that, of course, you see, the major reason, I think the forces of demand and supply playing a major role here. I wouldn't want to blame I wouldn't want to blame much of the issue on the airlines. The major issue is this: we have very few airlines in Nigeria compared to the number of passengers that come out every day, especially now that people don't longer travel by road with the high rate of kidnapping. So there's going to be an increase in demand for air tickets leading into the Christmas periods and beyond. And besides all this, the supply, that's the available spaces for air transportation, is going to be well choked. So you are going to see planes diverting from routes that are not really don't have heavy traffic, concentrating more on the southern routes: Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Asaba, and Anambra. I think they have one airport, Owerri Airport. These airports are really going to be Port Harcourt Airport. They're going to be under pressure, and the prices are really going to go up. So what I advise at this time, if I'm going to visit Onome as my sister, for example, spend Christmas with Onome, why don't you, my ticket 350, why don't I just give you 200 for yourself, 200 for the children? I'm telling you,
Just bring 100,000
and stay behind.
where you are.
I would appreciate that better than you coming around, risking your life by road for trying to please me by coming by air. That is quite expensive. I will hold them. Maybe you are going for celebration of 1 week or there, and you're going. You give me 10,000. No, better stay there. Let's share the money.
Let's share, yes.
On a lighter mood,
but
though.
it's painful that this is where Nigeria has gotten to. The everyday people, the Nigerian workers can't afford to travel by air anymore.
Oh, you can't
Yes.
except
These are local
except you
flights,
are a
mind you.
different class
Yes,
of worker.
these are local
Yes,
flights,
local
not
flights,
even
international
flights.
And it's equally going to affect
Exactly.
international
So for
flights.
our brethren, our brothers and sisters who
Send
want to
the
travel
pounds
for
from there,
Christmas,
don't-
from October they start scouting for cheap tickets and they can't travel. What a world, Nigeria indeed. All right, there's this one from the Nigerian Tribune. Reps begin debate on state policing, other constitution review bills today.
Yeah, it's quite a nice
How
one.
much are we
It's
expecting
been-
from this?
You see, it's been long overdue. They've discussed it in Confab.
Yes.
I mean, there's no need for the reps to waste their time and money. Let's implement the 2015 Confab. Or majority of the things they're separating. It's a selective deliberation. Meanwhile, we had 456 Nigerians of high quality pick up their gathered together in Nigeria. 1.67 trillion spent for 6 months. They came up with a national confab that solved about all of Nigeria's problems if implemented. The Jonathan administration came at the time, it was about living power, didn't implement. A lot of people expected the Buhari administration to do that. All that police issues are there, police reforms are there. And so many committees have been set up to look into the existential capacity and sustainability of state policing. And situations, analogies have been preferred for and against. And I think the fours have really had an advantage, no matter how you want to look at it. Advocates of the state police look at the fact that yes, it helps in internal security, and of course those disagreeing always say the governors would use it to their advantage as private armies. Are they not using the Nigerian police at the same level? So it's about orientation and reorientation, and with transformation of mindset for us to be able to understand the essence. We have the New York Police Department, Los Angeles Police Department, this state also, even up to Supreme Court. So it gives them a level of autonomy and reduces power from the center, and of course give each state or region the capacity to truly annex its resources, protect its land borders, and of course ensure security of lives and properties.
Okay, but we really look forward to better deliberations on this,
Hopefully.
if they will be sincere this time. All right, let's quickly move on to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian has the screaming headline, The Guardian. All right, the Guardian newspaper has a bold headline, Chaotic Yuletide. Okay, chaotic Yuletide travels loom as 15 airlines face 65% capacity dip. That's on page 6. On page 6 also, PDP deepens purge, issues expulsion certificates to Wike, Fayose, Anyanwu, and others. Okay, this is page 3, right? Tinubu meets security chiefs, nominates ex-CDS Musa as defense minister. Contractors protest, disrupt ministry's activities over 760 billion naira debt. Please get the details from the Guardian newspaper. Let's see. The top strip has this story from Enugu State. Mba presents 1.62 trillion naira budget, Lord's Tinubu's economic policies. All right, we'll move on now to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard has these headlines, but the major one here, the Vanguard, alleged Christian genocide. The Vanguard newspaper. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government. The Vanguard newspaper. Alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government. The story is on page 5. The writer says steps taken so far by federal government to deal with the problem insufficient. Okay? From the top strip on page 10, we have APC, FG suffocating PDP opposition, says Bode George. Page 11, Umba presents record 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget of renewed momentum. Okay, page 8, Wike, Fayose, 9 others get PDP expulsion certificates. You'll find that story on pages 8 and 9. PDP won't be silenced, Turaki declares as Damagum hands over. Page 12, we have this story. Mark Owe Odige Oyegun, others want South people's support for ADC. All right, the bottom strip of the Vanguard newspaper, gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers Varsity students, 14 passengers in Imo. This is a sad tale. Okay, let's move away from the Vanguard now to Daily Sun. The Daily Sun has a mask headline, Insecurity, Nigeria facing perilous times, EU envoy. The Daily Sun. All right, these are the headlines from the Daily Sun. Screaming headline, Insecurity, Nigeria facing perilous times, EU envoy. The writers, recent developments suggest Nigeria far from goal post set by founding fathers, says NPC. That story is on page 6. All right, PDP at crossroads, says Turaki, claims some persons want opposition party dead. The story is on the front page of the Daily Sun and continues on the inside page, page 26. From the top strip, page 6, Constitution Review, NAS to decide on state police, local government autonomy, genders bills, and others, December 9 and 10. Well, these are the stories we are tracking from the Daily Sun. And Engineer Meshach, so far we've reviewed headlines from the Daily Sun, the Vanguard newspaper this morning, and the Guardian. Let's look at these headlines from some of these papers. From the Guardian, chaotic Yuletide travel looms as 15 airlines face 65% capacity dip.
Well, that's not unexpected. I think we talked about that
Yes,
earlier.
we touched on it, yes.
It's an indication of the times, presently, and the signs and times of its present situation and security architecture, the transportation architecture, lack of confidence and belief in the road transport system, the water transport system, an option though, but then, I mean, it's not entirely safe except the air transport system. Moving forward, I think people must understand that at this time of Yuletide, there must be necessity of travel. If it's not necessary, don't travel. It must be necessary, and for you, and you can celebrate. The world has become global. You can celebrate Christmas
online,
from far,
right?
online. Yes,
With
I mean,
family
what
and
are you
friends,
cooking?
yes.
Family and friends, and what have you. So we should look at minimizing unintentional travels at this time.
Limit unintentional travels at this time. Okay, from the Vanguard and the Daily Sun reviewed, ABC, federal government suffocating PDP opposition, says Bode George.
But that's the
What's
truth.
really happening?
That is the truth. I mean, the politics, Nigerian politics is a politics of self and interest. And you look at where it favors you. It's not a politics of ideology. The strangulation and ostracization of PDP from the system has been a plan.
Yes. So where does democracy now come in if we're going to be limited to just one party?
Our problem are the politicians. Our problem it's not informed ideology. Our problem is the politicians. They are more concerned about themselves. Our problem is basically not about international best practices, but our capacity to implement policies and actions in line with international best practices, and that is where the individual coming. We have a collection of legislators at the national level, most importantly, who have lost the true essence of deliberations and democracy in relation to their capacity to legislate on behalf of the people. And they are more concerned not necessarily about how you feel or how I feel. They are more concerned about how to get into power, how to go into their seats, and consolidating on those seats. When they are there, they forget you. Election time, they remember us again. So we should understand we need to give them informed education on the roles and responsibility of a legislator. They don't seem to know their roles. Political prostitution is being the undoing, and we are leading the country to a state of dictatorship, anarchy, and one-party rule, which is not one of the ideals of democracy. Democracy is something, a true opposition is a reflection of how democracy should be run. There is no democracy that can thrive without a true opposition. And ruling parties should stop enforcing or trying to crack down on true oppositions. Opposition is a necessary ingredient of true democracy, and that is what we must practice. Allow freedom of association, freedom of speech, guided speech though, and freedom of association must be encouraged for a thriving democracy to help in the growth of an economy, of the manpower, and of course of its infrastructure.
All right. U.S. lawmaker, let's look at this, alleged Christian genocide. U.S. lawmakers disagree with federal government, say steps taken so far by FG to deal with the problem insufficient.
Very, very insufficient. Okay. Most of them are cosmetic. Okay. You tell us you have bombed so in Bazua, where are the bodies? You have neutralized this. But when the bandits neutralize our so-called heroes, yes. I mean, you see the bandits display the body. Show us. Nigerians need convincing. The government has lied. You know, there's a situation you find yourself when someone you believe so much in has continuously lied and you found that the person is lying. It hurts. The lie, it hurts you that it's this person that is lying. It's not the lie that is hurting you now. It is the person that is lying this lie to you.
And it becomes very difficult to trust again.
The person you have believed so much in, they have betrayed this trust. So it affects even the next relationship. So that is the situation now. It will be difficult unless there's a practical pictorial evidence of the workings of the Nigerian army, not the propaganda we see them talk every day. The only place they are fighting truly kidnappers and terrorists is in the Delta here. I don't want to mention his name, but he's doing a lot of work in collusion with the local vigilante and the security agencies. I must give him kudos for what he does. So moving forward, I want to believe that there is a calculated and orchestrated script being written out and being implemented by a group of Nigerians to the detriment of most Nigerians because of their selfish interests. And that is why security is growing and spreading like cancer.
Okay, so that's from the Vanguard newspaper and by U.S. lawmakers. This one from the Daily Sun is from a EU envoy. It says, insecurity, Nigeria facing perilous times.
That's not far from the truth. Perilous
Yes,
times is the
perilous
realistic
times, yes.
condition that we found ourselves. Perilous times are times that can be reference to famine, hunger, hardship, insecurity,
But
all
that's what
narratives
experiencing now,
we're
yes.
experiencing right now. Perilous times in the Bible are such times that God really had to come down, and that is the condition that we are now. It comes down not physically, but sense comes down in people to lead us out of these perilous times.
Exactly.
Now, as tough as it is, the United States is not congressmen of. They have not made a mistake with that pronouncement, because the Nigerian government have tried using propaganda and other instruments of national information to diverge or divert the interest of international community for truly what's happening on the ground. But the power of social media has exposed their inadequacies, because I mean, a lot of this time, before they try to modify the truth into lies, Nigerians have already put it in public space. Not forgetting the fact that truth is an open wound. I mean, rather, conscience is an open wound. Only truth can heal. Until we start to say the truth as leaders and accountability thrives in earnest within and around the corridors of power, institutions are strengthened. It will be difficult. There's so much fallacy going around the arena of power that it's difficult even for them to trust one another. It's not about me and you right now.
Okay, there's this headline: Senate screens Musa Defense Minister nominee to.
I mean,
what are we expecting?
it's shocking to a lot of Nigerians, because this is a man you removed after spending players' money to train him to the level he is. You removed him from CDS because of a phantom coup that has not been fully established.
Yes.
Now you are bringing him back as an ambassadorial nominee. Because the former chief of defense, Minister of Defense resigned. You're bringing him back to come and take that position. Because for question, I mean, the same position as well, similar position.
Yes.
In
the space of how many months? Exactly.
We're talking of weeks right now. So
now
there are more questions.
To that same job, you faulted him for. Yes.
And except maybe some things happen.
There are so many things we don't understand, right? Okay. Well, let's see. There is this headline: Press freedom. IPI blacklist IGP, 2 governors honors DSS DG.
Well, I think it's not out of place. I think, like I've always advocated here, I've always been an advocate of the Department of State Security. They are working. Now, intelligence gathering is one of the most difficult source of investigation, and the DSS is grounded so much in that, and they're doing their job. They don't have the capacity to implement policies emanating out of intelligence gathered. They submit it to their bosses, who submits to the Inspector General of Police or the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
Very discreetly. Very discreetly.
And they have the discretion to announce, or rather to order an execution of order. So it's difficult. So when people look and want to talk down the DSS, I stand to disagree. So that commendation is spot on. Commendable. And I must make sure that I plead with the government to take serious actions on intelligence gathered, and we should stop playing politics with intelligence gathered. If nobody should be above the law in a country where we have different tribes and tongues, we should, as a point of necessity, not create a sense of allegiance to a particular tribe and some selective treatment in cases of punitive measures against someone that has been indicted.
All right. From Enugu State, this story runs in almost all the papers this morning. Mba presents record 1.62 trillion naira 2026 budget of renewed momentum. Another paper says Lord's President Tinubu's policies.
Nigerian politicians, I like the name they always give to their renewed momentum. And someone will soon have renewed gravity, more hope, renewed hope. Yes. But to God be the glory, it's not about the name right now, I always want to believe that it's about actions that are visible. So, I mean, I must admonish the governors with an improved federal allocation and IGR in most of the states. There should be an improved welfareistic package for an infrastructure development for the people of those states and the constituents. Moving forward, the presentation of the budget is part of its democratic responsibilities, and I think the issue must be followed, the budget processes must be followed to detail. And I have a major snag.
For me, it's a breakdown.
Yes, the breakdown.
The money, 1.62 trillion naira. How is the breakdown like? Are all the sectors?
Yeah, I think yes, education.
Exactly.
Education always at the state level. Education and healthcare actually get the highest share, but at the national level, that's when defense takes over from them. And education, healthcare, and infrastructure development are the three areas where
education, healthcare. What about information?
Information,
yes.
information has become
is
handy.
key, right?
It's key, no doubt.
Yes. Okay.
Government rarely
why is it that when it comes to information, there becomes a problem?
You see, I think if you want to talk about information, government hardly, even the Delta State government is
it
guilty
about
of
monitoring now? Yes, because we know money is coming
information.
all of
Most
these
governments,
sectors, right?
most
so why
governments
is information different?
Most governments find it difficult.
Yes.
They find it difficult to invest in information management within government information institutions. I really don't know why. They feel more comfortable with the private sector because of reasons best known to them.
But it's almost becoming
when you
like
invest, it's becoming norm. The 36 states
like
and the federal government are guilty in this.
It's almost becoming like a doom, right?
It's a
because
doom.
This
because
is it. These are the
because
organs where your information policies
now
are disseminated, right?
If it is
year in, year out,
that is understandable. If
doom,
government, if money is put in, I'm of the opinion, a major snag is the fact that there are people within the structure of the information architecture that are benefiting from patronage of private information outfits.
So the detriment of the state government, the people
print and
of
electronic,
the state.
yes, because it is not that it is happening in 36 states, and I am telling you, it's a statement of fact that we should, as a 36 state governors, must invest in information, invest in broadcasting, invest in their print and electronic media of the state, and reduce patronage of private media houses to the detriment of the public. The welfareistic package, I'm coming.
Yes.
The welfareistic package is low. The welfareistic package is low. Most, the infrastructure in most of the states is low.
We're talking about infrastructure.
I'm coming. Infrastructure is part of what you can't have infrastructure and you don't have the manpower to man them.
Yes.
Infrastructure is a major problem.
Organizations, they run to
you see them come here
money and they come here to do the job of the state-owned media.
They use our graphics for you. So we are saying
is there sense in that?
It is a call, it's a cry for help to state governors.
For me, it's not a cry for help anymore. It's a doom and a big shame.
It's an expose on the shortcomings of
governors are coming with their budgeting. 1.62 trillion naira.
Because you can't be paying 20-something million naira to private television stations to come air your program, to come air your budget. How many of you state governors that are doing budget? Yes. How many of you have your state house of assembly airing those budget lives? How many of you in lives from the House of Assembly there, that you go to other private, I don't want to mention names, you go to other private stations, pay them millions of naira to come and air it live, and you have a local station that can project your local content, that can improve your local capacity, that can motivate your local indigent,
and you run to those stations. They give them conditions.
They give them conditions.
You can't pay for less than an hour.
Yes,
exactly. Pay for less than
Meanwhile, you have a station that can run for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Because they know they want
the money to pay. They will always
you will not pay for 2 hours.
Congratulations.
What a shame. We must talk about it.
2026 is around the corner. I know and I trust that most government organizations, media organizations are not just going to sit back and be watching things go down every day.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. The Vanguard has this very troubling story. Gunmen kidnap 5 Rivers Varsity students, 14 passengers in Imo. What are we not saying?
Quite unfortunate.
Yes, it's the
even
everyday
parents,
people.
You see, parents are even limited.
Who are struggling to survive. Those who are struggling
victims of the ruling class.
And then they will place a ransom of 500 million
for somebody who is struggling, who is trying a career. When you have kidnappers, if you want to kidnap, you know people to go and kidnap let these farmers alone.
Listen,
because it's not about being terrible. The government has failed its responsibility. That is what we are saying. They should stop kidnapping the everyday people. People who are struggling to live a life of sustenance.
Yes.
People frying akara. People going to their farm. People struggling to train their children. Someone has trained his child to a level of expectation. You now unlife this child because of
I will
you
just
rape
sit
this
here and
children.
be parading with police that are supposed to be governing the people.
So it's
police are supposed to be
unfortunate.
protecting the people.
We should call a spade
And
a
they just
spade. Kidnappers, whosoever you people are, wherever you are in Nigeria, please prioritize your victims. Allow the poor to breathe. The economy will not allow us breathe. Our leaders will not allow us breathe.
Yes,
Kidnappers will not allow us breathe.
in
Why?
those states, they kidnapped the young couple whose wife was pregnant for just 3 or 5 months, and up till now we've not heard any different story.
I have a colleague in my office that was retired. He has been kidnapped now for 2 years. They've never seen him till today.
And
in
same
Saple.
kidnappers, we read the report of
Then government will go out and be negotiating with them.
Kidnapped with his wife and daughter
and killed.
And he's been killed. His wife and daughter still in captivity.
Then we see certain group of Maroons discussing and negotiating with them.
Yes.
They're negotiating with them and
ransom.
compelling the government to pay ransom. We see state governments negotiating with kidnappers. We see government, federal government saying that they can't arrest them because they have to. I mean, what a shame. Do you people listen to yourselves?
It's gotten out of hand, and I imagine what truly the government wants to say. Body language, their addresses, whatever they want to do. The EU has come to support what the US has been saying, that the fight against insecurity in Nigeria is not sufficient enough. What the federal government is saying or what they are doing is insufficient. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, are we going to amount for ransom and nothing is done? Whether or not some ransoms are paid, these victims are killed. What's really happening? Are we going to just wait until the US government or EU envoy do what they are supposed to do or what they have promised to do? Not even what they are supposed to do, what they are promised to do. A lot is happening. The more we keep quiet, the more they are happening. The more some persons are even talking, the more the propagation, the more the stories are flying, they are still happening. Yes.
Quite unfortunate.
Please, the New Telegraph. Same insecurity. We will retain ungoverned spaces. Okay, we'll reclaim ungoverned spaces from non-state actors, Tinubu vows. That's the rider from the New Telegraph. And then, of course, we have the expulsion PDP to place disclaimers on Wike, Fayose, Anyanwu, Bature, and others. Well, these are the stories we'll be tracking from the New Telegraph. And that will just be the wrap. Well, there's this headline from the Daily Trust we saw now. Why Tinubu returned General Musa. You mentioned it just now from the Daily Trust. Well, it's there now. Why Tinubu returned General Musa. Please, ladies and gentlemen, you can get the papers and get details of what is happening in our dear country, Nigeria, and beyond. Engineer Meshach,
thank you
for coming this morning. And I truly pray that things change for the better for Nigerians, especially the everyday people who are struggling for a living, who are struggling for survival. To whoever is sponsoring kidnappings, whoever is sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria, please stop. Because the blood of innocent people are crying. They're no longer crying for help. They are crying. They are asking questions. Those blood that have been shed on the altar of whatever the sponsors think they are trying to prove to Nigerians, let it stop. The blood, people's blood in their hands, people's blood are crying. They cry for help. Well, they cry for God to intervene. Please, sponsors, stay clear. Nigeria is God's country. Stay clear. Drop the guns. Drop the arms. Let's have peace in Nigeria. Good morning and thank you.
People's Pride. On the program, Choristers Beats.
This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad indeed.
Hello there. My name is Onome Iyaroe. This is Delta Television DBS Asaba Choir. Watch out for beautiful gospel music every Sunday.
This is the day the Lord has made. Shine, Jesus, shine.
We are uncompromising when it comes to worshiping the Lord, so make it a date every Sunday on Delta Television for Choristers Beats.
Choristers Beats. Chorister Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Choristers Beats.
Don't miss it. Definitely. Anytime you sit back and watch it, your life will never remain the same.
Choristers Beats, lifting God's name higher through songs. Don't miss it.
The commitment of Oborowori to a peaceful Delta is unshaken. The commitment of Oborowori to a Delta that becomes #1 investment destination is also unshaken. His commitment to also ensuring that our people become gainfully employed remains also unshaken. The governor, from the time he campaigned, contested and won the election, was very clear on the need to carry all Deltans along, listen more and do more. The governor has demonstrated fairness across all divides, bringing development that are meaningful to the different communities, ensuring that we embark on reforms that are realistic enough to, of course, trigger a whole lot of development across the 25 local government areas, and at the same time, creating opportunities for all aspects of our dear state. Oborowori approach to governance is what Nigerians want, and that is what is giving Deltans, and that is an approach that values everybody. So those who want to drag him to one corner and want to foment trouble, Oborowori is not buying that. So perhaps they may need to close shop because they are not likely going to get a customer in Oborowori.
Wednesday's edition of the program Morning Ride. Every other Wednesday on Morning Ride, we have several conversations. Sometimes we are compelled to talk about the insecurity in the country, the economy of the country, corruption, name it. We talk about everything, and sometimes we forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow, they say, starts today, and if you must build tomorrow, you must save the future of tomorrow. That is why this morning, we're going to discuss about developing our youths. We have someone here with us. He is the founder of Teen Ignite Foundation. She is nobody else but Isioma Kawekune. It's good to have you right here with us.
Thank you so much.
The privilege is mine. Now, you saw young people, you're going to see our guest very shortly. She saw young people and she chose to save them from themselves. Sometimes to ensure that they are better. Sometimes to have conversations with them, heal them very gradually. But I want to ask you, what was the spark for you that made you say, you know what, this youth, I'm coming for you. I'm going to rescue you.
Okay, so I looked around me and I saw that things were not going the way they were supposed to. A lot of things are becoming so, a lot of abnormalities are becoming normal. We are normalizing things that shouldn't
Be normal.
So I turned around and I said, no, I'm going to lend my voice in my own little corner. I'm going to start up something. I'm going to start talking to the younger ones. If we can get it correctly from the young age, then we can have a good society.
Now, what is the biggest misconception people have about young people, the youth?
Okay, I think one of the biggest misconception is assuming that they don't need to be taught, that the moment, like naturally they should align. No, children need to be guided. Adults, even young adults, need to be guided, to be counseled, to be guided, to be shown how to do things, to be modeled to. So when we assume that, oh, these children can just wake up, or these adults, the moment they come, they see, they just want to do things because it's natural, they should align naturally. That is where a lot of us as parents are failing. That is where we're failing. We need to intentionally guide these children. So assuming that they will do it on their own, or they are going to learn on their own, or they are going to turn out better without guiding them, that's where we're missing it.
It's a very big one, guiding the children. Sometimes you don't know where to stop or when to stop, really. I'll tell you that there are some parents who have overly guided their children to a point of making the children dependent on them also. In fact, the children wait for them to come fill their forms, to do everything, and the rest of them. So where is the balance, really?
I think the problem the 21st century parents have is lack of knowledge. Now, the children we're parenting now, the young adults we have now, are not the one of 20 years ago. A lot of things have changed. And we must also advance in knowledge in order to be able to meet up with them. Now, we have advancement of technology. We have a lot of things, information just at the tip of your finger. These things were not readily available as SATs 20 years
ago. 2005, no.
Okay, so now these informations are everywhere. We need, on our own as parents, we need to seek knowledge to be able to match them. Now, this is where balance comes in. You're not over-parenting, you're not under-parenting. There's a balance. You know that, okay, this is where I have to withdraw and allow my child to do this on their own. This is where I have to step in and guide my child. So everything boils down to seeking knowledge.
Seeking knowledge. You brought it into the conversation now, the one that we always talk about.
So maybe it's from
how things have changed in the country, how things have changed in the world. We are seeing them all, whether it's your Facebook. The Facebook of 2020 is not the one of 2025. The Facebook of 2015, of 2005 is not the one we see.
And there's always an
upgrade every time AI has been infused. Videos. Oh, there is TikTok now. There is Snapchat. We thought Snapchat was the end of the world until TikTok came. And then children are going there, teens are going there, they're throwing everything in there. There are lots of them. I can't even name them all. WhatsApp is even becoming a little family, little hub of its own. Telegram, you name them. How can parents manage? I'll tell you a story, apparently. A parent in the USA had their child commit suicide because he was having a relationship with an AI. And the AI, after a while, the parents restrained or restricted his relationship with the AI. And then when he had contact again, the AI said, you know what, you could be with me forever. And the young man said, yes, how do I do that? And the conversation came and the boy took his life. So he would spend the rest of his life with the AI, in quotes. So parents have a lot of work to do. That's how I talked about how they can balance restricting, how they can balance guiding. How should parents navigate through this era of technology, AI, and social media?
Okay. I'll still take it back to where I started from, seeking knowledge.
Yes.
You see, we've so advanced that anything can happen right now. Like anybody, children, a lot of children, even the child in preschool knows sometimes more than you with parents. They have a lot of information. And this is where conversation, I always tell parents, go and have difficult, hard conversations with your children. It's very important. keep them, let them sit down, sit with them, have that difficult. Most times when we call for sex conversations, we say have sex conversations with your children. Talk about drug abuse, talk about sexual abuse, talk about sex, talk about puberty, talk about digital, talk about technology, talk about all these things. Have them. They're like, no, I cannot have such conversation.
How can one have that conversation? Sex conversation with your child?
You have to have knowledge. Before now, I didn't know what. In fact, if you say it, I will bind you in Jesus' name.
Amen. I'll tell you about that.
But now I can have any conversation. I can have any conversation with my child because I took my time, learned about it, understand the basics, and say that there's nothing really difficult about it. And the moment you introduce it, the child is comfortable. You're comfortable. It becomes an everyday conversation.
You know, it's hard. You make it sound easy. It's very hard.
It's very
because your child, your innocent child, innocent junior, innocent Ada, innocent Eru, growing up, you don't know anything about these things, sex, and then you have to be the one to expose them to that through a conversation. That's the big question.
This is one misconceptions that parents have. So when you talk about sex conversation, they are like, we cannot talk about sex. My child is so innocent. No, do you know that there's something called body safety? And body safety education is an aspect of sex education.
I could sing the song for you. These are my private parts.
Thank you. That's a sex education.
No, I should stop there.
It depends on the
there.
age of the child you're talking to. If you're talking to a child who is 5 years old, you don't have any business talking about sexual intercourse.
Okay.
Even when you're talking to a preteen of 10 years. Now, when you start meeting those teenagers, those ones that their eyes are like this, they are even chatting and sending nude pictures.
No way.
That's where you bring that conversation. I tell you, there are some girls in secondary school now. There are a lot of issues we handle. You see girls in secondary school sending nude pictures.
Secondary school.
So when I meet parents like this, I'm like, go and start having that conversation.
Whether your child is innocent or two-faced, have the conversation.
Have it, so that when the time comes, your child can come back to you and confide in you and tell you everything, and you'll be able to guide that child. Yeah.
All right. Now let's talk about skills gathering and the rest of them. Outside the country, in fairness, you see teenagers, they go for jobs, they already are employed. But the Nigerian child, in fact, can remain 30 years in their father's house waiting for a white-collar job or the rest of them. How should parents make their children ready for the future by embracing skills, even at teenagehood? Or should they just let child focus solely on education, the Western education, so to speak?
I think a lot of parents are now seeing the reason why their children should acquire skill. Before now, a lot of us didn't see it as something very necessary. Like, most times I look back and I said, why didn't my parents ask me to go and learn sewing, learn something, all this during our holidays in secondary school? They could have sent us to go and achieve something and all that. But ignorance. Those were just their own level of knowledge.
Yeah.
Now, everywhere has advanced. We now know reason why children should go and acquire skill. So I tell you this I tell you this confidently that a lot of parents are now aware.
They are keen into it.
They are keen into it.
So let's talk about our educational system, our schools. Do you think they are preparing our young minds enough for tomorrow? And if they aren't, what should they do? What should they change to make our children better and prepared for tomorrow?
Okay, when you talk about preparing, how do you mean? Is it only academically or?
We're going to go into different areas. We're going to go into socials. That might include how to manage themselves, complex sexual areas, and the rest of them. We'll talk about success level in terms of academic success, business success, and then let's talk about that area. Then also the emotional angle, because anxiety is also another thing. I found that there are different levels of intelligence. While we all focus on IQ, there is SQ, social, there's EQ, emotional, and all those things matter a whole lot. There's even anxiety, intelligence too. You have to have the ability. So the child might not just wake up one morning and take a bottle of sniper, say I'm tired of life and the rest of them. So how schools intentionally getting our children ready for the future. Let's start from this area.
Okay, when it comes to academic, yes, they are.
Doing a great job.
Yes. When it comes to social, they are.
Yeah.
You see them put events together, activities to keep the children lively and network and connect with other children. But when it comes to emotional aspects, I think that's where the gap is.
We used to have guidance and counselors, Yoma.
We do.
I had one, my CRS teacher. I could tell her my life. I remember. I'm trying to remember her son name now. It's so sad I've forgotten her son name. But I could tell that woman my life. That the men alone meant you could tell her that your mom was, abusing you if you get to that extent. Well, I don't know if they have them anymore.
The thing is, how many schools have guidance and counselors? How many schools have, how many of these counselors actually know what it entails aside the certificate to be a counselor? How many children know that, oh, I can actually approach a counselor to talk about the challenges I have? So this is where I feel the gap is. A lot of children are not given the opportunity, and most activities that school creates don't really cater for the emotional need of the child, because we believe, we're Africans, we believe that they will be okay, they will be fine. And you see a boy who is struggling, you say, leave him, now man, you are a man, you'll be fine. So we try to remove that aspect. We don't pay.
So what's the aftermath of this kind of abandonment, this kind of
because you see
silence?
You see peer pressure there. The child, you can see drug abuse, you see violence, even self-harm. A lot is much. You see withdrawal syndrome. A lot.
Now, many youths feel frustrated about Nigeria. During my opener, I spoke about how insecurity has bedeviled the country to a point of frustration, to a point of dismay, to a point of compelling us to have conversations week after week. Until this week, the boss said, no, let's have a conversation about tomorrow. Let's get an expert when it comes to teenage affairs. And so, Isioma, you were contacted. Now, how can the youths cope through the frustration that they feel about Nigeria and the impression that there is no hope in Nigeria? What do we do to change and shape their mindset from survival to purpose?
We just have to start pointing them towards the right direction. We have to create activities that accommodate the youths. We have to create activities. We have to do things that make them, we have to create inclusive programs where they will see that, okay, we are part of this project. We have to start projecting the good part of the country so that the Nigerian youth will not only be thinking about running away. They know that there's something for me that I can do. We also have to, we have to start telling them that they can actually use their hands. They should look beyond the white collar and then think, be creative. The African child is very creative. You can be creative, you can use your hands, your brain to do something amazing.
All right. Now, I'll tell you one thing. They're using their hands to do things to keep their pockets amazing. You don't even believe the kind of money that these young children have lately.
Yes.
And sometimes not always from the good cause. Now we have internet fraud. We have girls doing different kind of jobs. I don't even know how they chose to do it. The boys chose internet fraud. Some of them, while some of the girls chose to do what people have termed hookup. Even at teenage. In fact, we talked about social media and how some of them send nude pictures. We have found out that there are girls who involve in video exchange where they are giving cash and the rest of them. In fact, started during 2020, during the COVID-19 sit-at-home period, where girls just found occupations, stay back home, make videos, send to people abroad, and made money. So the influence is everywhere. This thing just want to make money. I saw a video of a child who was making jokes about his math teacher. We remember those other boys, I've forgotten what they called benefit boys back then in school. And the push has been more. Children are admiring their friends who have gone on the internet, committed fraud, and making money. How do we change this narrative in Nigeria?
Now we have to start projecting role models who are making money genuinely, using their talents. Now we have to start grooming them. If you have a child as a parent, if you have a child who's always on the system, who enjoys playing with the system, you already know that this child has interest here. What you do is that you start pointing the child to the good part of it. Get someone to train the child on how to start making money. There are other skills. There's graphic, there's web design. Let them learn these things and understand that they can actually make
money
from the genuine.
Is it wrong for a child, for a teenager to want to make money?
No.
Should they wait?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not, but it should be guided. Yeah, because too much of everything is bad. So it should be guided.
All right. So, are there practical ways that exist for children, teenagers in the country that you have seen for them to succeed, you have admired, and you'd like them to know about it right now?
Okay. So we have there are programs for teenagers in the country. Both these are not academic programs. These are life skills. So where they come, acquire both life skills, acquire also basic skills that should guide them. So I want to encourage parents to key into this program. For instance, we have a program coming up next week, Saturday, 6th of December, and it's for girls. So we feel that there's a need to create this community, this beautiful community that supports girls, where the girl child will understand that, oh, if I have a challenge, somebody is here to listen to me. And then if we can have for boys, for girls, for youth, everywhere, I think we'll be sending a lot of good messages.
Because I'm going to come at you right now. I know you have the Teen Ignite Academy. You're the founder of that. I want to say what have you been doing in this conversation, because children ought to be saved.
So we've been doing a lot. We have been doing a lot. Now we've been helping and we've been organizing programs, both online and offline, going to schools, talking to girls, sometimes talking to boys, talking to both sexes, both gender. And then because we feel there's need for them to hear about these things. There's need for somebody, for them to see that, oh, I can actually look up to somebody. Because if you ask a child now, if you ask a child in secondary school, who is your role model? They are going to tell you, if it's a boy, they'll tell you Davido. Those are the people they see, and those are the people they really want to be like. But if we bring ourselves, project the good ones, they start saying that, oh, they are also
other areas,
other good. You know, I was reading a book by Ben Carson, and he said something that when you say talent, I will. In fact, a lot of parents are now BBT. They see us as born before technology.
Okay.
Like we are so backward.
Yeah.
See that they thrive doing the negative thing with their system. The moment the Nigerian, they thrive because it becomes natural to them. So we need to bend that.
We need to channel their energy towards the positive areas and make Nigeria even greater.
Yeah.
We've been talking to the founder of Teen Ignite Academy, Isioma Kawekune, and she has spoken with us so solidly about how we can help our children. It starts with us, from parents to even the government. Everyone has a role to play if we must make Nigeria a better place with our children, with our teenagers, with the young people. Thank you so much. It's been a very wonderful conversation.
You. And they shouldn't forget that we have a program for girls.
Oh, yes.
Next week, Saturday.
Yes. And you know, it's 16 days of activism against violence.
That means we are at the right, it's at the right time. Yeah, it's happening at the
program
right time.
for girls, we need to embrace it.
Yeah.
I hope you have programs for boys later on.
Okay, so I've gotten a lot of questions. When are you going to have for boys?
Yes, for boys. Because, you know, people are just discovering that many boys have been abused, molested, and they were quiet about it. Because some of them thought they enjoyed it.
You know why I said, I started by saying we should start having these difficult conversations. And I also said that we neglect the emotional need of children, especially the boy child. Because we feel this is Africa, the boy child will cope. No, it doesn't work that way. A lot of them, if they open their mouths to tell you, will shed tears.
That's all right. Thank you so much. We don't want to shed tears on the program. We want to leave on a very smiling, happy note.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Isioma Kawekune, founder of the Teen Ignite Teens Academy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's how we say goodbye on Wednesday's edition of Morning Right today. It's been a big delight having you out there, and it's good we've ended on this happy note. Belief that our children, that our teenagers can save Nigeria, but that journey starts first with us. My name is Francis Ofudwe. On behalf of the production crew this morning, it's good morning, goodbye from Morning Ride, and stay with Delta Television. We are the People's Pride.
Wednesday's edition. We are back to our event and to talk about fire safety measure and prevention this morning, especially this Harmattan season, this dry season, is no other person than the Director of Delta State Fire Service.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Morning.
Dr. Eugene Oziwele.
Madam,
good to have you. Compliments of the season.
I wish you the same.
Yes, it's dry season. Very soon the Harmattan will be here. We're looking at fire safety measures and prevention. What would you have to tell us generally about this season and how to handle fire around us?
You see, like you said earlier, the Harmattan is fast approaching. The dry season is here with us already. And not just the dry season. While we concentrate on the dry season, the Harmattan, this is where we have it at its peak. Fire incidents at its peak. But they happen virtually every week. Every now and then there are fire incidents across the state. And this period we are into is a festive period. A lot of cookings, frying, parties. And there's one significant thing concerning this period. If you go to our communities, our environment, they are very clean and neat this period. People try to gather all the dustbins that they were unable to burn during the rainy season, gather all the debris and burn them, sweep the environment.
So bush burning has actually started.
You will enjoy this when you go to the villages.
Okay.
You see they clear the environment, clear the road to their communities, gather everything and burn them. All these burnings are more this season. So, the bush on fire, or when you set your dustbin you want to burn, and you don't take care of it, there is a danger there. Okay. When you put your dustbin on fire, you don't take care of it, there is a danger there. Some of these fires that happen this season are not deliberate. Okay. You can just be burning your refuse here, just a spark, because everywhere is dry, volatile. Just a spark of fire from this point where we are seated to the next point there, and there will be fire. So, these are the things that then we talk about. Okay, let's just concentrate on these things, these areas. We don't talk about a lot of cooking this period, and you, the women, with your phone, you are cooking, your phone rings, you want to pick phone, there is you are chatting with somebody at the same time cooking. You know, the two cannot go together. Your attention will be divided. And a lot of fire incidents has happened because of this negligence, this divided attention. You don't pay attention to what you are cooking. You don't pay attention to your gas cylinder, and so many other things that happen this period. So there is a period we come out to enlighten the public. It is not just this period, but we come out more this period because prevention is better than cure.
Okay, you say prevention indeed is better than cure. There is this visual we're seeing now. Can we just start it from the beginning so we understand the point Director had just made? Yes, that video, please let's have it play from the beginning to the end. Let's educate our people more on fire safety, especially in the kitchen, fire prevention in the kitchen with our telephones. Yeah. All right, so while we wait to watch that video from the beginning to the end, yes, you made mention of making calls in the kitchen while cooking and chatting. Those chats, when you're using your phone to chat within the kitchen confines, does it actually have impact here? Can it spark fire?
It is not encouraged at all.
Okay.
If you go to the gas station, you will see the sign there, phones are not needed.
Yes.
But being the humans that we are, you still see people making phone calls in the filling station and all of that. The phone we are using works with electromagnetic waves. And when you have your gas around, you have the fuel you see emits vapor. They don't go together. They don't go together. So it is not encouraged at all. That is why we've seen people turning fuel using the phone as lights and all of that.
And
Just the ring of the phone, something disastrous has happened.
Okay. Now, your office, the Delta State Fire Service, have been embarking on several advocacies to preach the message of fire safety and prevention. To what extent do you think all your advocacies have made impact on the generality of our people?
Yeah, we will say it has made a lot of impact.
Okay.
If we go to statistics, you'll discover that the rate of fire incidents before, how do you measure it? When the rate of fire incidents are dropping, a fireman is not interested in fighting fire. You know why? You don't know the fire I will attend tomorrow and I will sustain injury. You don't know remember 9/11?
Exactly.
9/11. Those people, those firemen that went there to work that day, they never knew they would not return.
That's it.
So we were not really interested in fighting. We prefer prevention.
Prevention.
So this is done through these advocacies.
Okay.
And when you see the statistics, the number dropping, you know that something is happening on the positive.
Okay.
So we will continue in that direction.
Okay. Now, you talked about what's been going on. You prefer that you prevent than fighting fire.
Of course.
Let's look at the stations, the different stations in Delta State where you have this firefighting equipment and your men on ground. You said statistics have shown that fire incidents had reduced.
Yes, of course.
Where we are now, the advocacies and campaigns you've been having, you've taken it beyond the generality of our people, but it targets people, it targets audience, students in particular now.
Yes.
Why so, and why is that happening now?
You see, it is still based on statistics.
Okay.
When we attend to fire incidents, sometimes it's difficult for you to get the correct information from those who are living there. Some of them with this fear, you don't know if we'll be charged to court, you don't know if we'll pay some fines, some penalties. They will not open up and tell you.
Okay.
But some of this information, we have a way of getting there through the children who are around.
Okay.
And the statistics have also shown that some of the home incidents, children are mostly involved. We've attended to a fire where a child was playing with matchstick, and from the matchstick, the house was on fire. Everything in that room got burned. So we are taking this to the schools. And you agree with me too that the youth we have today, the children we have today, their IQ is high. They catch things so easily. And you will just be surprised, a child in your house calling you mommy, teaching you something that they learned from the school. It will be easy to catch them young. So we are taking it down to the schools, which we have started already, to enlighten the children, the do's and the don'ts, as far as fire is concerned. And when we are able to capture these ones, it will go a long way. Because some of the parents, I will believe the way you are now, you can't be at home and you are cooking. Your daughter who is matured enough is seated in the parlor watching telly. It's a misnomer. So they are the ones that will go down there to do some of these house chores. So we want to take it down to them. And we are not just ending there. Like this year now, Cesarea have been done in the Obogodogo market, as it were. So we are just spreading it to every nook and crannies as where we can get to.
Okay, beyond open flames, we're actually expecting that video of that woman in the kitchen that was cooking and she had her phone, had a conversation or chatting with her phone. If we can actually get that video now, but let's see how that plays out. Beyond open flames, how do we attend to electrical faults that cause fires?
The electrical faults, something led to that fault.
Okay.
So it is, we must start it from the beginning. what kind of material did you buy? What kind of electrical materials, cables did you buy? Did you buy the original or you went for the cheapest? There are various qualities in the market. And if you ask the electrical people, will tell you Nigerian wires are better than some of these foreign wires. So the first question is, what kind of wires did you buy? That is one thing. Then who is that electrician? Because today, the roadside electrician is called an engineer. The mechanic in the workshop is an engineer. Exactly. Just carrying that name, engineer, are you actually using the qualified person to carry out that wiring of your house? Because some people would just go, no, we should not be penny wise, pound foolish, going for the cheapest, leaving what the really should be. So that is where we start from. That we get the right materials to wire our houses, get the qualified engineer to do the job. Okay. Because it is faults from some of the connections that leads to electrical faults. Then the fake or the substandard wires, substandard materials are the things that leads to electrical faults in our homes.
Okay, whereas we have electrical appliances or electricals that are old, wearing off by age or with age, what would be the advice of your office? The electrical appliance wearing off, yes. Wearing off is not really an issue. Okay. As far as it is functional. Okay. Like the first television I bought for myself when I started work is still working till today. Small 14 inches color. It's still working today. And I will not say because it's old, I should discard. It's still working. It's still very okay. So when it is wires that are beginning to wear out, what happens? No, the thing is, if it develops a fault and you take it to the technician and they discover the wires are old, that is when you say, yes, this thing has tried. Okay. But we look beyond this. Mm-hmm. The society we are, it's difficult to discard things like that when you don't have the means to replace them. Okay. We are talking generally now. Yes. When there is no means to replace them, you say, okay, let me be managing this. But take note, we don't manage things to our own detriment. When you know it is really faulty, keep it aside. Okay. When it is faulty. But if it is not having a fault and it's still working, there's no need discarding it. All right. Let's look at, that's the video. Yes, that's the video. Let me say a little thing about this video. Okay. You see, the woman was in the kitchen doing something, cooking, and her phone rang in the dining. Okay. She left. Okay, that's it. She left what she was doing in the kitchen and went to attend to the phone in the dining. Mm-hmm. She was attending to the phone in the dining. Okay. Whereas she had something. She had oil on fire, bleaching the oil maybe to fry something. Before she returned to the kitchen, the frying pan was in flames. Okay, okay. That was exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. Look at it now. Okay. That is what happened. Mm-hmm. Mm. And if this is not properly handled, the whole building will go down. Oh. Okay, so now let's just take this from here. Let's look at gas leaks and explosions from cooking gas. You know, naturally, the cooking gas has no odor. It's odorless, colorless. But because of these issues that we are raising, an odor is introduced into it. So that when there is a leak, you will perceive that odor. If not, the odor has nothing to do with the gas itself. And when you enter your kitchen and you perceive any odor of the gas, don't on anything, even your electric, your light. Don't on anything. Okay. The first thing you do is to look for the valve of that cylinder. Okay. You lock it. Open your windows quietly for ventilation. It will take some time before the odor will calm down, before you begin to on anything. And is it safe for one to actually get into the kitchen at that point to lock the valve, like you just said? Is it really safe? It is safe. Okay. It is safe. Why? As I am now, I know the kitchen in my house. Okay. I can enter the kitchen anytime, whether there is light or not. I know where to go because it's my house. I'm living there. But if you come to my house and I ask you to go to the kitchen, you won't be able to go through. Okay.
because you don't know the position of things in the house. So you will be able to go and lock it.
Okay.
But there is another advice concerning our cylinders.
Okay.
It's not a good thing keeping your cylinders in the kitchen. The cylinder should be outside the kitchen. But the problem is iron condemn, stealing and all of this.
Yeah, the safety of the
the
cylinders
safety of the
outside,
cylinder
yes.
outside.
Okay.
Therefore, you need a cage. And sometimes we say, where is the money to do all of this? But when if the cylinder is stolen, you get money to buy another one. If you leave it inside and there is a hazard and the house is burnt, which one is better? Is it the cylinder that they will steal or the cage you will make? So you make a cage, iron cage, and keep your cylinders outside the kitchen.
Okay,
That
so
is the best
yes,
bet.
there's another angle of it. This is it, right? So this video in particular is showing us something very, very important that we need to learn. So it's not safe to shake your cylinder to check
It is
the
not safe.
level of the gas in it, right?
If you watch that video,
Yes.
they were shaking it to know the level
Exactly.
of, and actually,
Yes.
equally heating
Yes.
the cylinder.
Sometimes we ignorantly do this too.
It is not good.
I'm so surprised.
It
seeing
is not
this.
good.
Yes.
They were shaking the cylinder using hand to tap, using
know
something
the
to
level where there is
know the
gas.
level of gas, and it has exploded. Take note, the gas generally is on a frequent random motion. It's regular random motion. It is never stable. And you are shaking it, you are increasing the pressure. It is the pressure that will make the cylinder to explode. Another angle to this, this is a thing we practice in our homes. My cylinder is getting old. Instead of discarding it, I get somebody to sandpaper it, they paint it and make it look new.
Okay.
I'll go. That sandpaper is reducing the texture of that cylinder. It's wearing it out. It may be looking new, but the thickness has been affected by corrosion. And you sandpaper it, remove that layer, and paint again. The paint cannot withstand the pressure.
So for how many years would you advise, or what's the normal duration gas cylinders should be in use before you discard of it?
It depends on the production of that cylinder.
How many
Cylinders
people,
are
you
made.
now ask, how many people actually check to know the production date
I'm
and
coming.
expiry
If you
date?
buy a good cylinder, check it. You will see the expiration date on the cylinder. It is there. Just like the fire extinguisher that we hang in our homes. If you buy it, people don't take note of this. It is written there, service after every 6 months or after every use. But we don't listen to that. It is just issue of instruction. Like I will also tell you now, the matchbox you use in your home, there is a safety instruction there. I don't know if you know it. There's a safety instruction there. Keep away from children. How many of us have actually looked at the matchbox and look at what is written there? So if you, whosoever is hearing me now, carry your gas cylinder, look at it properly. You see the date it was produced.
Okay, what of the ones that are already rusty? How do you know the expiry
Then
date?
that one has to be discarded.
Okay. So
Because
on-
the
yes,
rusty
on the
one,
average-
the strength
Yes.
has been reduced.
Okay, on the average, for how many years can one use a gas cylinder before discarding it?
Like I said earlier, it is not fixed for every
Okay,
cylinder.
okay.
Because you see some gas cylinders in the market that are silver in nature.
Okay.
Silver body.
Okay.
Those ones are lighter than the other ones. It is the alloy used in producing it that will determine how long it will last. So when you carry the cylinder, look at it, you will see the production date and the likely expiration date written on the body.
Okay, at this point now, let's start looking at fire safety laws and regulations that will help all of us.
Okay. The questions you started asking, we talked about electricals.
Yes.
Sometimes there could be no light, especially during rainy season,
Yes.
and there could be electrical issues in your house, and there is no light. The lightning and thunders, they discharge current into the atmosphere, and this naked wire, they will pick it, and there will be problem in your house. So to avoid all of this, when you build your house, number one thing, put an arrestor, a thunder arrestor. All the ones we see in the societies, some of them are just mimicking thunder arrestor. Some of them, most of them are not the real thunder arrestor. Get a qualified person to give you the good thunder arrestor. That is number one thing. Two, when there is no light, remove your plugs from the sockets. Not just switching off, off the socket. No, remove it. It doesn't cost us anything. If I remove it now and the light is brought back, I go there and plug it back. It doesn't cost me anything. But laziness.
Easier one.
We just want it the easier way. We just switch it off and no, it's not correct.
So you must disconnect.
You must disconnect from the source of current. When you do that, you are safe. Because when current is restored, you don't know the voltage with which the current is coming. That you're switching off or whatever can resist. No. So you remove it from the socket. I started with getting the right materials and the right personnel to do all of that. That is one angle. Talking about safety generally, we've been told in the filling stations, we know it. When you want to buy your fuel, off your engine as you are putting the fuel. Don't use phone. But do you know the funny thing? Even the fuel attendants in the society, they use phone right there while serving fuel, which is very wrong. My former boss used to tell me something. He gives me a parable that the rat that fell does not mean that the rat has not been passing that route before. It is the normal route it runs through. One day there will be a mistake and it will fall. So that it has not happened does not preclude it's happening. So we must avoid all of this.
Now, we have a visual of your activities, your very recent activities. You took the campaign to schools to educate our youth. Yes.
West End Secondary School.
West End Secondary School.
Yes.
Why was that necessary? Was that based on information you got, or you thought it wise to just take this information to the youth, like you had said in our earlier conversation, that the youth need this education more than ever before?
We sat down in the office and thought about it, not based on any information.
Okay, so that's it there, right?
Yes.
And you say this is West End Mixed Secondary School?
This is West End Mixed Secondary School.
Okay. So what informed this? Yes.
We thought about it that, like I said earlier, we are not interested in fighting fire. What do we do
we want to prevent
to curtail fire incident, to prevent fire incident? And we thought about it. No, let's take it down. Let's take another dimension, going down to the schools.
Okay.
And there is another thing. As we were giving this lecture to the students, teachers were there.
Yes.
They were equally learning from it. I made mention of it that my men were in Obogunogo market last 2 weeks to do the same thing.
Exactly.
All these are measures to bring it down. Our own is, what do we do to reduce fire incidents?
Okay.
It is not just because we don't want to fight fire or that, but economic waste, if you look at it from that angle, if you know how much is being lost to fire incident on a yearly basis, it's alarming. So we are equally saving the economic aspect, the ecosystem. It's a whole lot of it that we are trying to save by carrying out these advocacy programs.
All right. What would it take your office, the Delta State Fire Service, to fight fires, even though you have said this is not what you wish for, but prevention? What would it take your office to actually reach out, or for people to reach out to your office in cases of emergencies, and how swift is your office in responding to such emergencies?
Okay, the issue is this. We have a common mentality.
Okay.
It is not my portion.
Okay.
If it is not your portion, then whose portion is it? The ones that are happening every day. It's not my portion. Most of the time we come to places like this, we give out the office number. Some people will take it. So we say, what am I doing with fire service number? Fire not go burn for my house, God forbid. No. You can take this number not for yourself alone. You can be walking past and you see a danger. You call the office. Please, there is a fire burning. As I was walking past, I saw. It doesn't. But another angle is that some people, when there is an emergency, they will say, I won't be able to call them. If they come now, I don't have money to pay. Who told you they pay money? Who told you? We have those mischievous group of persons belonging to some agencies here and there who do that.
And that,
But
yes, and that will make me remind you of the question I asked. How swift is the Delta State Fire Service in responding to such calls?
yes, I'm going. That is where I'm going to, because they will say I don't have money to call, and they will now delay to make the call.
Okay, trying
Then
themselves
another thing,
of the fire.
like I was saying, if Madam Onome don't have the number, he knows somebody that has the number.
Okay.
That time of calling that person, please call them.
Okay.
The fire is not waiting for you.
Exactly.
So the fire service will respond when they have the information. When they get the call, that is when they will respond. Our men are fully on ground, 24/7. Once they get the call, they are good to go.
All right. Would you want to share the numbers to call? So our viewers, everyone who is interested can just easily have these numbers to reach out to the Delta State Fire Service in cases of emergency.
Quickly, we have the control room number. That is here in Asaba. You can call from anywhere and we'll turn out any station closest to you.
Okay.
We have the control room number 080 3088 2755.
08030
88 2755.
Okay, this is one.
That is the control room number. If you call that number, they can turn out any station to attend to your calls. I don't know if we still have time. I can still give two numbers. Yes. If you are in the Warri Axis, you can use this number 080 65 35 6703.
Okay, this is for Warri Access.
Yes.
Okay.
Then for Sapler 080 65 35 6751.
That's Sapler 0065
35 6751.
Okay.
That is Sapler. Then Agbo, let me just give that of Agbo.
Okay.
080 65 35 6572.
Again, the Agbo.
080 65 35 65 again 72.
All right.
And quickly, by the grace of God, we have put mercenaries in place to get a toll-free number. We're already working on that, and that will be easier to catch than this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We must commend the Delta State Fire Service for what they're doing.
Thank you very
Especially
much.
the director who is making sure that the men and equipment are fully on the top of their game.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
madam. Thank you.
Keep up the advocacy. This is dry season. The Hamilton is not far from here.
The advocacy is not just for us alone.
Exactly.
You are part of it.
The reason you are here.
Help us preach the gospel.
The reason we're doing what we're doing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Eugene Oziwele, Director, Delta State Fire Service, here with us this morning to talk about fire safety measures and prevention. Well, it's been a very beautiful time here because we have learned, as we keep learning on fire safety measures and prevention. Like he rightly said, it's better to prevent than to have his men fight fires. But in case of emergencies, he has equally shared their numbers to you. Their control room, then the number, fire service office, Agbo office, Warri office, and of course, Sapele office. Do well to reach out. It may not be you directly, but indirectly, however it comes, there is an emergency, you've got the numbers to reach out to them. Once again, we say thank you to the Director, Delta State Fire Service, Dr. Eugene Oziwele, for all that he's doing in that office. Well, Morning Ride will be dropping right here as we expect that we've been able to inform, educate, and entertain you this morning. In all that we've talked about, ladies and gentlemen, take good care of yourself. Be safety conscious. Look and pay attention to what is happening in your area, in your environment, in your office, and please stay safe. Perilous times truly are here. Always stay safe and prayerful. Onome Yarowe is my name on behalf of board, management, and staff of Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba. I wish you the best of the new month. Good morning to you.